got dreams, never stop dreaming. Matter of fact, dream harder. Hold on. Like this. Out here on my hustle, every step gets double. 2 steps ahead in trouble. And those who burst bubble. Dream killers, I don't need them. Who they be? Parasite, draining energy. Success means scuffle, got no feathers to ruffle. See, can't be my fate to get lost in the shuffle. Voice muffled? No, failure not an option. Starting, never stopping, the beat and rock got it popping. Come on. We keep on grinding, climbing, now we shining. Ain't nothing to discuss, it's all on us. Come on. Put here for a purpose, everything's focused. Dream harder, dream harder. Ask, it shall be given. I'm asking how you living. Get your mind right, be positively driven. Giving gifts, returns, lessons learned, victories earned. We dreamed hard, to both ends of the candle burn.
Hey everybody, how y'all doing? My name is Thabiti. If you have trouble with that, just read the credits, the opening and closing credits. This is Thabiti. And I'm glad to welcome you to The Real MF. The Real MF. We ain't watering down nothing. I don't do sugar, so ain't nothing here gonna be sugar coated. It's gonna be as real, as raw as it gets, because we're dealing with a subject that all of us participate in. That's called life. So we're gonna deal with it. Now, one of the things that really gets to me in this whole scheme of life is how we bombarded by media. And now, more than ever before, it's really hitting fast and hard. You don't even see it coming. Bam, bam, uppercuts, jabs. They're hitting us from all sides. And the thing is that your mind is the battleground. So we're going to deal with social media mayhem. This is the way I see it. Now, with this mayhem comes a certain mental meltdown. And that's why, you know, they talk about the dumbing down of America. Well, this is real. Let me give you an idea or statistic on this. When they do the worldwide or the global measurements on education, one of the things that happens is the United States usually rates in the teens. I think we even been in the 20s. So we ain't nowhere near #1. Now, why are we in this position? Because we're getting hit from all sides with all kind of things. I see them as distractions. Now, I will be real with you. Some of those things do have some value. But the way I see it also is that there are hustlers and there are those who are being hustled. And some of y'all out there are among the hustle. What's even worse is you don't even know you're being hustled. You're being hustled for your time. Now, I have no qualms with nobody making their money the way they make their money. But the way you spend money, the way you throw away money, particularly on something that's temporary, it's only good for this point or that point in time, and then it's gone. I had a friend of mine, just give you an example, and then we're going to get into the meat of this. He bought a $1,000 Pelle Pelle Mark Buchanan leather coat. Fur on the collar, came down probably to his ankles or somewhere around there. Smooth, right? But my man spent a G on that coat and had to get on public transportation with it. Now, if I had a G, it was a question between a quote and transportation. Transportation got to come first, baby. That's just how it is. So I'm just showing you how the influences are. They got the best of him, and they got a G from him. And then the thing about it that got me is that one time he got caught in the rain in it, right? So the fur collar, I mean, it was gone. That leather, I mean, it's good leather, but you just can't let your stuff be exposed to the elements. So I want to deal with how social media plays into all of that. Now, when I look at the preview channel, it's a scrolling thing to let you know what's going to come up next. When I had one of the cable carriers, they started putting shows in there. One of the shows they put in there was called Big Brother After Dark. I'm telling you, that whole set should have been dark. Now, I had to look to find out what's playing on BET or ESPN, etc., etc. I'm going to get into them, and in today's case, in a minute. But anyway, while I'm looking at this thing scrolling, I'm looking at, I don't know, it must have been 10, 12, 15 losers. That's what I look at. All of them was losers in my mind. Now, some of y'all are hooked on that. The dialogue, what they was talking about. For me, I couldn't see any kind of value out of that. And I don't know. And then what got to me is it was like 2 hours. Not only did they show it in prime time, they showing it at midnight. They just hitting you from all sides with that kind of thing. And if some of y'all really buy into that, personally, I'm wondering, what is you doing with your life? Obviously, they wasn't doing that. Like I said, it was lounging losers. If you ever want to torture me, put me in front of something like that and force me to look at it. I might crack. That's pressure right there. They talk about putting pressure on people, make them crack. That would probably do it, because just to listen to some mindlessness and then let my mind get lost in that, can't handle that. Now, I have to look at things in two ways: entertainment value, educational value. Generally, I like both of those to mesh. I want to be able to be entertained because that kind of keeps that energy there, that enthusiasm. But I also want to be educated by it as well. What can I take away from this that's going to last me somewhere down the line? Something I can use, Give me something. People seem to be afraid of the idea of, they say, oh man, that was deep. Now, is it deep or are you shallow? Now, I consider all of us shallow because you don't know everything. So you got a lot of room to add something to whatever you already got. I'm with that. I can roll with that. But if you're not trying to add, you can kind of hit that plateau. You at a status or a level where enough is enough. There seems to be a big problem here in this country, and it may be worldwide, but I'm just going to deal with, home base right here. There seems to be a big problem with thinking. A lot of people just don't want to think. It's too much damn trouble to think. Let somebody tell me something, I'm going to go with it, and then that's just the way it is. I'm not going to question nothing. It sound all right. It's really not that important because I'm worried about this wardrobe. I got this little thing I'm going to do tonight. Y'all don't really want to think. A lot of y'all don't want to think. I'm hoping that those who are listening, and I know those who are listening are going to be thinkers. I can appreciate that. But all y'all have to think on some level. I never look at it as somebody's a complete fool. Matter of fact, scripture says you shouldn't call a person a fool. I can't call nobody a fool, but I can say there are many who are foolish. It means you're making bad choices. And what I want to do is kind of just give choices so that you don't even have to concern yourself with what it seems to be a struggle in trying to think and get your mindset right. You don't need to, nor should you go through that kind of thing. Now, as I say, I don't mind the hustlers. They got to make their money. Y'all will buy certain designer outfits. I mean, what? It's a pair of some denim, right? They put a few little rhinestones on there. They put a few little colors on there. They got this little insignia. And you need that upliftment of your spirit, so you think. So you buy. So you buy, so you feel better. So you feel better, and then it's out of style. It's another outfit. And what did it cost you? Like I said, a piece of denim, a few pieces of rhinestone. You probably could do it yourself anyway if you took the time to do instead of having it being done for yourself, because everybody's a creator in their own way. Some of y'all are creating some mayhem and madness, and I'm really going to get in y'all case in shows to come. You can believe that. I'm going to roll up my sleeves. It's going to be on, baby. It's going to be on. But you will spend $50, $100, $200, $300, $400, $500 on something that Miley wore, Beyonce wore. I mean, y'all let these people, the Kardashians, wore. They getting paid, and you are the whore. Somebody's got to be the pimp, and somebody got to be the whore. And the whore is the one that gives the money to the pimp. And the pimp gets rich, and the whore just gets whatever's left over. Some jeans with holes in them. You could have just took some scissors and hooked it up yourself. Matter of fact, I have a sister who started doing what y'all call Zillion braids. She was doing that back in the blah, blah, blah time, way before it became popular. Shout out to you, sis. So I'm saying that those of you who are hustled, I can't knock the hustler. I knock the hustle. There's a certain cutoff point. There really have to be a cutoff point when you say to yourself, like, damn, this don't make no damn sense. And you have to be real with yourself. Some of y'all ain't real. Insecurity is part of that prime mover. I come across all kind of magazines. If you're standing at the checkout line, you're going to see Us, Star, Inquirer, People, all these magazines. Every one of them in your face. They got it right there at the line so you can kind of check out the cover. And I ain't leaving out Ebony, Jet, and any of those because they got something for everybody. I don't care what your language is, your culture is. They trying to hit you. They're going to have some Hannah Montana, post Hannah Montana, Miley Cyrus. Then you got Dora the Explorer. You're going to have all these kind of things. Everything is geared to attack your senses. And the problem is, and we're going to have a video that's going to be shown along with this program called Pavlov's Dog, starring, I'm not a star though, yours truly. And for me, it was my way of putting out a message. Because some of y'all, let's be real, some of y'all have short attention spans. So if I can encapsulate in a video, 3-4 minute video, articulate the high points that I want you to be able to absorb, then I want to get you in that little thing. So when I say something to you, and particularly if you hear me in a video rapping or rhyming, remember this, that what I'm saying is the most important thing that you hear. The track's going to be tight. I'm sure you'll appreciate it, but that's to get your attention. The lyrics are to hold your attention so that later on you say, you know what, that made a lot of sense. Because if I don't make sense to you, then there's no communication. So I want to have that kind of understanding. Now, I look at these programming, like I said, I scroll the channel sometimes because I'm a curious person. I want to know what's going on. So I scroll the channel and we've got, I'm going to break it down for you like this. For men, they got ESPN for us, Sports Center. They got all kind of channels so they can hold us grounded. I mean, you can't really do too much if you just spend an hour, 2, 3, 4, 5 hours. You running down all the sports. If y'all ain't into soccer, you can get into soccer. They got a little something for everybody. Mixed fighting, that whole thing. So the men don't lock from there, so that you can't really be productive, as productive. You go work if you work, and I hope you are working. But some people up there in Washington got a lot to do with that too. So they're gonna lock you down. You work, you get your pizza, you get your 6-pack, you get your 12-pack. You go and chill with some ESPN. I do it every now and then because we all need outlets. The thing is that you can be, let's say, entertained by it, but you don't want to become. And being a fan is all right too. But now you can take that fan and expand that word and it becomes fanatic. That means you're insane about it. And I saw a lot of y'all on these commercials especially. I don't know what's wrong. It seemed like some kind of barbarian spirit just seemed to surface all of a sudden. And this animal nature takes over. And y'all really need to check that too, because some of y'all got animal natures and need to be put on a leash and muzzled. And somebody's going to put you on a leash and muzzle if you have to. That's what we do with rabid animals. So for the men, they get ESPN. Now for the women, y'all going to have Lifetime and Hallmark. They get you all saturated into these little stories that don't even relate to your life. And the soaps as well. I ain't going to leave out the soaps. Now, I have looked at Young and Restless a few times, but being a writer, I like the creative aspect of it. Not, and the storyline is cool too, for whatever it's worth. But I like the whole writing thing and how they can keep y'all hooked. I mean, there's people been watching this shit for years. I mean, y'all got a long diary that spans, when they first came on, I remember so-and-so was in it. Now she's on another soap. So they get you women hooked on all that kind of stuff. And it's a make-believe world in many cases because, look, these people are writing things. They try to touch certain little heartstrings on you so that way you can kind of feel some kind of empathy, some kind of mood or emotion about it. And that's another way they get you too, is your emotions. Like I say with ESPN, the guys are, yeah, baby. I mean, just enjoy the game, man. Come on. You're getting a little bit animated. You're pounding the table. You're breaking stuff. You on a fool. And then you had the liquor or whatever. And they promote liquor now. It used to just be beer that they would promote for a game, but now you can see something like, let's say maybe a Grey Goose or a Ciroc or something like that. So they really want you to get blasted because all you're doing is sitting and drinking. And your ass is getting fatter too, by the way. Maybe you didn't notice that, when that belt, you had to add that little extra hole in there with the fork. I know y'all done been through that because I did it myself, but I'm trying to go back the other way now. Now for the children, you got Disney Channel, you got Nickelodeon, and the children, it's a colorful format. So the children, and then, it's got the little melody, and I think it's good in a lot of respects. I have a grandchild, and But I try to make sure that she's looking at something that she can benefit from. If they say ABCs, they're showing her squares, triangles, something like that. What I'm saying in a nutshell, but we're going to expand on it as well, is that you need to be able to get some kind of value out of it, something that's going to do you some good down the line. So I can appreciate some of these shows, but a lot of them, it's just a lot of bullshit. Take for instance, and I think they kind of crossing the line with this one. I mean, the Flintstones was all right for y'all back in the day, Yogi Bear people, but right now, you know, you got the Simpsons. Homer Simpson, butt naked. Come on now, I don't want to see no man butt naked. Matter of fact, I don't want to see a cartoon female butt naked. Say some of that stuff, and these are the more milder versions. You got Family Guy. And, you know, I don't want to see him butt naked. I don't want to see him with no whores. You know, I don't want to see him out here, you know, on some kind of rant, but you got these people. Of course, you can get into South Park. You know, that's a little raw. They got their edgy part. They can be a little racist. They used to have Ren and Stimpy back in the day. You got SpongeBob. He does his thing. But again, I'm saying media. Here they are attacking the census. So the children are involved in that too. SpongeBob SquarePants, right? Half the time you see him, he ain't got his stuff on. All you see him in his briefs. And by the way, fellas, wear boxers. Don't wear no damn briefs. I'm going to tell y'all about that in the future. Briefs is a conspiracy. And when I run it down on you later on, you kind of get my drift on that. But again, we dealing with how they saturate the mind. Now me, they got me to an extent on the Biography channel. Then they got some Gangland stuff. They got the History channel. They got the Science channel. But I look at them for information so that I can learn something. Look, we live in this environment right here. This is all you got right here, this planet. You know, y'all can do what you want, but this is all you got right here. So my mindset is, what can I do to make sure that this is safe for the future? You know, there's generations that's supposed to come behind us. There's a lot of selfish behavior that comes out of this. Now, life imitates art in many respects. That's why you have young men who will, let's say you got your pants sagging. I'm going to get into y'all case too down the line, believe me. But you got men with pants sagging, women who got a thong on or a G-string, whatever. And she want to make sure you see that in her tattoo. You know, at what point do you grow up out of that? You know, you have to kind of really keep that in mind. There's a cutoff point. And some of y'all got children and got grandchildren y'all doing that. Is you thinking, or they thinking for you? Well, I'm not going to think for you. And see, one thing Thabiti won't do is I'm not going to waste your time, because I don't have time to waste. And time is all you got. And we're going to get into that too. We're going to get into some things that really will provoke some thought. So I want to keep y'all in mind of things. Again, you need to be enriched. I ain't saying that you don't enjoy life, because I enjoy myself. There's a lot of things I do. I do things I ain't supposed to either. You know, I might eat a little bit more than I should, eat the whole damn pizza, something like that. But I try to be at least mindful enough to keep myself in check. Now, one of the last things I'm going to speak on is they got People Magazine had this, and they do it every year, y'all know this, Sexiest Man Alive. What I want to know is, what happened to the guy last year? Did he fall off? Did he gain weight? Did he die? So you got this new guy this year. You went out and bought the magazine though, didn't you? Maybe you've been a fan. I think this guy was Andrew or something Levine anyway. I can't keep these names in my mind because they don't really even mean nothing to me. You know, it's a passing thing, and I just wanted to keep on passing. It can't take root with me. But of course, I know that's important to y'all. Now, God bless Princess Kate and William and their child. But now you're going to be seeing when he take his first step, when he say his first word, everything. They just going to be hitting y'all with that. Y'all can't wait to get the magazine so that you can get out there and just kind of keep, oh yeah, you know, he got his first tooth right now. He's teething. Yeah, he's a little upset. But you suffering wherever you at. You're really not making nothing of your life if your life has to revolve externally around all these things that are put out here in front of your face. And again, my whole thing is that I want y'all to be more mindful. I want y'all to be more thoughtful. I want y'all to be more reflective, because your time is precious and you just really don't need to waste it. And then you got what, like, y'all interested in Miley Cyrus twerking? Let me tell you something. Most of the things that many of the Caucasian entertainers do, they took from somebody else that was going on years ago. So it ain't nothing new. You look at the king, they call the king, Elvis Presley. He hung out in black juke joints watching them brothers do their thing. He just took it back home with him. They had never seen nothing like that, so it was new. Before you knew it, full blown. Same thing with twerking. That's been around for a while. I was reading a book and it said something about what happens in the urban community generally takes 2 years before it gets into general society or something like that. So all the stuff and it's usually delivered by somebody that is not from that community, but they made it popular, and therefore it just kind of took fire. So the people who have the right to it, to claim it as an art form or whatever, never get the credit because somebody else's face came up there representing it and it became mainstream. A lot of y'all are mainstream thinkers. That means that the mainstream is feeding you and giving you things to think. And since you don't look for outside sources, all you have is what they give you. You're going to get sound bites, you're going to get bits and pieces of things, and at some point, you just get to a point where, hey, that's all you know. Now, people ask me, have you heard about this or that? Well, I might have heard it in passing, but will it add another dollar to my pocket? No. Will it help make my health a little bit better? Probably not. I like Dr. Oz. I look at him. But let me say this, and then I'm going to wrap up on this. Let me say this. I like learning, so I will look at him, to get certain things. He's not the only one. I'm just citing him for right now as an example. So I like to look at him, but see all this theatrics and everything, I ain't down with that. It's like they say, why don't black men go to church? One of the reasons behind that is too much theatrics. What we need is concrete knowledge and education. If you're going to become a man, or if you're just going to stay a boy who's an adult, you can do either or. The choice is going to be yours. So I'm just going to wrap it up by saying that the battleground is your mind, and they fighting for it too. They want your mind and your soul. And if you find yourself imitating somebody, that means that they won the war. They won that battle. I'll say that. They haven't won the war because the war's not over until you decide that you can cash out on their terms. So I will leave you with this. Be good to all. It can't be random acts of kindness. It's got to be kindness all the time if you got any kind of godlike spirit in you. And just like yesterday, I'm gone.
Psych 101, mind control, conditioned response, classes in session, Pavlov's dog. We all react to external stimuli, merchandising, advertising, all lies. Who controls money? Information, newspapers, radios, TV stations, deadlines, handlers, don't go psycho in redline, lost in the frenzy while you losing your mind. 6 o'clock news, lights, camera, action. Check your reaction, wear your waist high boots, they talk deep shit, puppets on the strings, straight up legit. America used to pay Bin Laden, all of a sudden, he's rotten, truth forgotten, people falling asleep, government business on a midnight creep, people get distracted, entertainment the dope, sports, sitcoms, cartoons, and soap. I'm not Pavlov's dog, not lost in the fog, not another bump on the log. My mind ain't caught in the bog. I'm the kind of shout out loud, not one to follow the crowd. Inside, I'm secure, proud. Mind seduction is not allowed. No, 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 no. Most of y'all chasing bells and whistles. I'm more concerned about nuclear missiles. Misguided leaders with greedy intentions. Corporate scandals, they led too many to mention. Record companies got a monopoly. My truth is real. There ain't no stopping me. Clothes I wear don't need designer names. If they fit, that's it. Ain't into mind games. This ain't monkey see, monkey do. If it is, monkey is you. Why y'all run so hard to keep up with the Joneses? In debt, bankrupt, too many loans, looking for ways to express your humanity. Knuckleheads caught in this web of insanity. I ain't caught up, I ain't tripping, but the word on the street, y'all slip. I'm not Pavlov's dog, not lost in the fog. Not me, not another bump on the log. My mind ain't caught in the ball. Come on, I'm the kind of shout out loud, not one to follow the crowd. Inside, I'm secure, proud. Mass seduction is not allowed, just not allowed. Blowing big dough on designer shoes. You could get a computer, but you're so confused. I hear you singing jingles, that's mind control. Like it or not, still got a hold. Nothing's as it seems, it's all illusion. State of the world, people's cravings, influence of living, or hit hard, fast, psychological criminal. Get stronger, longer, have better sex. Extends Viagra. What's next? Our nation's held beneath spiritual healing. God bless America for lying, stealing, wheeling, dealing, heartless, no feeling. People of color look through glass season. Where's the equal justice? No propaganda, y'all. Wake up, I'm talking to y'all. Don't be like Rambo's dog. Come on, let me lead you out of the fall. Yeah, don't be another bump on the law. Get your minds out of the ball. Get on up. I'm the kind of shout out loud. Not one to follow the crowd. Not me. Inside, secure, proud. Mass seduction is not allowed. Don't be like Pavlov's dog. Let me lead you out of the fall.
Yeah, you know, sometimes I look at how the world is and people just seem to be caught up in fads and stuff. And that's where Pavlov's dog pretty much originated from. People seem to build their self-esteem based on what they have. It's this whole idea of conspicuous consumption. If I got the nice car, the shoes or something, people don't like it. Believe me though, in my mind, if they don't like you, they just don't like you anyway. So for you to waste your time on that. And I'm really troubled because of our children getting caught up in this at a young age, not understanding, being able to distinguish between what's real and what's material.